Welcome back to Surprisingly Geeky.
Welcome back.
Yay!
Woo! Here we are. Oh, hey, did you guys see my little Clank in the background?
So yeah, Holly made this awesome Ratchet and Clank cosplay.
That's Fat Clank, though.
This is Fat Clank.
For the PH, Fat Clank.
Yeah, he likes to rap. It's fresh. She's also wearing the Ratchet and Clank hoodie.
That Clank can be attached to my back, and I can walk around with a Clank costume. I wore it to work for Halloween, and thank you. And everybody thought they thought I was an alien, and they did not know what the Clank on my back was.
Well, I mean, in a way, they weren't wrong. They just weren't specific enough.
No. No, I think I had like one random customer talk to me and go, "Oh my god, is that a Ratchet and Clank costume?" And I was so happy. I was like, somebody noticed me. That was good.
So,
it wasn't a good place to wear the costume though, even though it was Halloween. Should have worn it to a convention or something.
which we will hopefully do sometime in the relatively near future.
Yeah, that would be nice. Although, traveling really messes with my anxieties.
Yeah.
But what doesn't? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's the thing. Both of us have kind of anxieties. Different ones. But they're kind of up the wazoo.
Yeah.
They're
maybe like the medication
or
something for that.
Probably. They're not like super debilitating, but...
Oh, sometimes they are. Usually it means that I leave things till the very last minute, and even then, past time because I'm too afraid to do whatever it is I have to do. Especially if the phone is involved. Oh, I hate the phone.
Yeah. I don't hate the phone, but I don't do it. Like, I definitely don't. It's not my first mode of communication that I reach for. Definitely, probably last.
Again! I'm so
That's
awesome!
number 16.
Look at how awesome I am. I know how to play this game.
Alright, so another thing that we've been into recently is Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon!
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
So, I loved Sailor Moon when I was a kid.
I saw it a couple of times, maybe. There was a very large anime bias in my home. My parents didn't like the animation style, and that sort of rubbed off on us as kids, so we wouldn't watch it. So I saw maybe 2 episodes.
I watched it on YTV, and...
Of course, the guy who grew up with cable. I only had 5 channels.
Well, I mean, we didn't have... like...
You don't get YTV with 5 channels.
No, you don't. But I mean... cable was still... cable. I mean, we had like 20 channels instead of 5.
That would have blown my mind.
I mean, it's one of those things. 5 channels isn't a bad thing as long as they're the right 5 channels. We could, like, I could probably live with 1 channel as long as it was the right channel.
I could tell you what was on like every single station at any given time of the day. I knew that schedule in and out. I watched way too much TV as a kid.
Which, considering you only had those 5 random channels, is actually quite impressive.
Seriously though, oh my gosh, if half an hour would show up though, where there was nothing on television, that was like the worst half hour of the night. Because I had nothing else to do as far as I was concerned. Anyway, Sailor Moon.
So yeah, so I loved Sailor Moon when I was a kid.
We're watching it in Japanese.
Yeah, because that's how we watch anime. We watch it
I like subtitles.
subtitled. I wouldn't, in a way, I wouldn't mind watching Sailor Moon dubbed because that is how I watched it as a kid, so it might be interesting. It might be even more nostalgic that way somehow.
It'd be very hard for me to handle.
Yeah.
I'm one of those that don't particularly care for the English voice acting, so I usually just don't.
So yeah, I watched it on my TV. I'm not sure how. I don't know exactly how many episodes there were, but I know that it wasn't even close to the whole series. So we've got season 1 part 1 and season 1 part 2 on DVD. I'm not sure how much that covers of what I saw as a kid.
Yeah, we don't download. They always buy. Who's shooting at me? We're such consumerists.
Well, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. Well, it does mean that we're behind on a lot of things sometimes.
Oh yeah, everyone will be like, moving on to the new show, and we'll be like, did you guys see Adventure Time Season 4? And they'll be like, yeah, like 3 years ago. Where have you been? We're all moved on to this other show. End of conversation.
No, not the end of the conversation. We're still at the beginning. But yeah, so I started watching Sailor Moon when I was a kid, specifically because of the animation style.
Because it was different?
Well, I had watched my first anime, even though I didn't know it was anime at the time. Was again, I believe it was on YTV, and it was Samurai Pizza Cats. And, you know, Samurai Pizza Cats is awesome. And it had this different type of animation from everything else that I had watched, and it just really stuck with me.
I'm gonna trash my own apartment.
And then, you know, like everything, it eventually went away, they stopped showing it, and then a couple of years later, I saw this new show was coming to YTV that had the same sort of animation style. Like, it wasn't exactly the same, but it reminded me a lot of it, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch this. And then I did, and the fact that it was like a girly show, like kind of meant for girls, like it never crossed my mind at the time. Like I just watched it and it was awesome.
Use L1 for better aim.
Well, that is awesome.
Now that we're watching it as adults, like as an adult, I'm kind of like, I can't believe I didn't think that this was girly. Like, I can't believe that nobody, and that was the thing too, like, everybody knew that I watched Sailor Moon. It's not like I was doing it in secret. Like, I was watching it, and like, I would draw Sailor Moon like in my notebooks and stuff like that. So like, everybody knew, but nobody made fun of me for it. So it never ever crossed my mind that it wasn't, you know, intended for the audience that was me.
Well then, there you go. You know, it's funny because for the longest time your parents thought you were going to be gay.
It's true.
Your mother told me that. I laughed. I thought that was great.
Yeah, they told me that once, kind of as a joke.
Of course, I think then it actually had to do with your voice, which I thought was unfair. I was like, oh, oh, that's so... He's labeled as a child. When all boys sound like girls anyway.
Maybe that's why nobody made fun of me for it. Maybe they just all assumed...
Oh, he's gay? That's okay!
Yeah. Maybe that's just what the thinking was. It's just like, oh, well, you know, he's just doing what he does. He doesn't know why he does it yet, but someday he will.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. 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 Alright. Just concentrating there for a sec. course, when I grew up, I didn't tell people that I watched cartoons. I love cartoons and I watch them, but continuing this thought later.
Alright, thanks for
Tune
watching.
in next time if you're interested.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitch and Twitter, Facebook. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.